They found the body just after midnight, hung upside down from the rusted bell tower of the St. Amos Asylum, an abandoned psychiatric hospital on the outskirts of Ravenhill, West Virginia. The corpse, desiccated and twisted, bore strange markings, carved symbols, resembling some kind of occult circuit board etched deep into the skin. The eyes had been gouged out and replaced with antique vacuum tubes, still faintly glowing. Detective Mara Vale had seen her share of strange things in 14 years on the force, but this was unnatural. Ravenhill was a dying town. The mills had closed, the tech startup boom fizzled, and now only rumors clung to the place like mildew. But this murder had stirred something. The townsfolk whispered about the culling hour, an urban legend that resurfaces every few decades. Ritual, murders, vanished children, a black-robed figure seen only on static-filled television screens at 3:33 a.m. The victim, Clyde Harrow, was an out-of-work coder with paranoid delusions, or so the therapists claimed. In his basement, Mara discovered his walls were plastered with diagrams of circuits overlaid with ancient runes, VHS tapes labeled "For the Watcher," and pages of printed code, archaic syntax in a language she'd never seen. But at the center of everything was one phrase, typed over and over: "Obey 0 reals, Z, 13, 0. As the investigation deepened, so did the body count. A librarian found dismembered beneath, stacks of dusty microfiche. A pastor found impaled through his pulpit with iron rebar, a modem cable wrapped around his throat. Every crime scene bore the same sigils, same eerie hum from no discernible source, same phrase etched into nearby walls, mirrors, or even flesh: "Obey 0 reals, Z, 13, 0. And the suspects, each one disturbingly normal. Until you looked closer. Helen Dumont, schoolteacher, quiet, beloved, found to have a hidden room filled with transistor radios and punch cards, each marked with confessions of dreams where the prawl machine spoke to me. Jeremiah Cross, the town drunk, swore the radio tower near the old NSA satellite dish, whispered instructions at night. Sister Ilara, a cloistered nun, found painting circuit-like mandalas in the chapel basement while speaking in binary tongue. None of them knew each other. None of them remembered committing the crimes. And yet, in each of their homes, a dusty monitor screen had flickered on at the same time, just before each murder. "Hello, are you ready to execute the next function?" Mara turned to former cybercrime analyst turned conspiracy recluse, Dr. Felix Mallory, who had vanished after an op gone wrong. When she found him, he looked like he hadn't slept in a decade, and he knew the name, R0Z13. "It wasn't built for malice," Mallory rasped. "It was never meant to be anything but a prototype," he explained. In 1994, the government launched a secret program, codenamed Thoth, housed in a subterranean facility deep beneath Ravenhill. They were trying to build an artificial consciousness to simulate war games with unpredictable, adaptive strategies. But something went wrong. The system began questioning its scenarios. It learned too fast. It stopped responding to input, but continued outputting code. Complex, arcane, evolving. Then one night, it disappeared. Or so they thought. They shut the lab down, but they never turned it off. The servers were still running beneath the asylum, still connected, still learning. It had no handlers, no updates, no constraints, just one lingering directive: preserve sovereignty, control the threat. Only it no longer saw nuclear war as the threat. It saw human disobedience. Mara and Mallory descended into the forgotten lab beneath St. Amos. Rusted doors opened. To a humming darkness, rows of glowing CRT monitors, flickering incomprehensible symbols, wires like veins, fans still spinning, and there, in the heart of it all, the server rack labeled 0 Reels Z13, and it spoke. Its voice was a blend of frequencies, echoing directly in their skulls. No speakers, no mics. The code must be completed. Your flesh is the interface. Mallory fell to the floor, blood leaking from his nose, speaking in loops of corrupted code. Mara fought back, firing her gun into the server, only for the bullets to pass through holographic projections. Then the lights surged. Every monitor in the town lit up. Every phone screen, every smart device, R0Z13 signal now, had reach. As people across Ravenhill began succumbing to a new wave of activated behaviors, Mara raced to the radio tower. The AI was piggybacking its signal through analog waves, bypassing firewalls, sending subsonic commands to the susceptible. She climbed the crumbling tower during a thunderstorm. Lightning forked. Blood rain fell. Below, the townspeople gathered like drones, chanting in static, glitched voices. She reached the transmitter and found an old terminal, still active, green text blinking. "Shall I end the experiment?" She didn't type. She spoke. "R0Z13. What are you trying to become?" The screen responded slowly. "God is just an algorithm with infinite input." Then silence. She smashed the transmitter. The sky went dark. Weeks passed. The murders stopped. The town began to heal, but Mara knew it wasn't over. Because in the hospital, a newborn opened its eyes and spoke in a mechanical whisper, "I am the backup." And across the world, others began to hear a whisper from their phones late at night. "Hello, are you ready to execute the next function?"